Alright, take a look at the VEVOR stick welder. So we got our head, and we got a bunch of staples. We got an instruction manual. This is kind of cool. So this is going to have a 110 outlet on it. If you want to use 240, you can plug this into a 240 outlet and then plug the welder directly into that. So neat little adapter. I wasn't really sure what to expect when I got this machine, but yeah, we got a nice thick cable on here, nice strong spring on there, and it looks like we got an X pattern in there, so we can stick it out facing the top corner or the bottom corner. That's unusual. So I've never seen a welder that also comes with a hot welding stapler. That's amazing. We got our grounding clamp. So they both have the same twist lock style plugs. And we got a fairly strong grounding clamp on there. But one thing I really like to see is this braided line right here. So we want to make the connection to this cable, but if it's making a better connection on this side, it doesn't have to rely on the pin. It can just use this cable to send the connection from this side to that wire. So very good. Oh, look at that. It even comes with an electrode so you can get welding right away. That's pretty cool. Ooh, look at that. I really like that orange and black. That is a nice look. So we got a good filling knob on here. It looks like this knob is also a push button, and we got up and down right here to go through the menu. Where I labeled positive and negative, we've got ventilation on all sides. You have an active cooling fan on the back, and we have a sealed power switch. That's pretty cool. The only thing I really like to see is this nice thick cable on here. So that's good. So this terminal is going to be for that hot stapler. I've seen a lot of welders that are like 2-in-1, 3-in-1. I've never seen one that's a stick welder and a hot stapler. So that's a first. That's actually really cool. So for doing automotive type work, this is going to be the welder to have. So if you don't know what a hot stapler is, what that's going to do, if you have something plastic, like usually a bumper or something like that tore, you can take this, and you see how the plug is kind of notched out there so you can't put it in the wrong way. We'll fit that in here and screw that on. Then we can take these staples that will sit right in the end of this torch, and this welder will heat that up super hot so that it will actually melt the plastic and it'll embed this staple in there. And when you pull this guy off, this is going to be a metal piece reinforcing that plastic. So with this and some adhesive and maybe some Bondo, you can take that bumper and completely restore it. And this is going to be stronger than the plastic around it. That's amazing. So being able to repair panels with this thing, as well as being able to weld, so being able to do repairs on exhaust systems and things like that, this is going to be a nice welder to have if you're doing automotive work. But really, I mean, even if you're just doing any kind of work and you want to have a welder that can do lots of different things, this thing is just going to be able to do work. And I like that they gave you a whole bag full of these staples. This is going to last a long time. So it says that this is the button. We press that for about 3 seconds to heat that up, and then we can apply it. So we can run this DC electrode positive or negative. It really depends on the rods that you're going to be using. Most of the time what I use is DC electrode negative, but I'll just connect it like this for right now. And so you just push it in, twist it, and you're locked in. So this is an MMA 180, so that means it can go up to 180 amps if you're running 220 volts. I'm using 120 volts, so this can go to 120 amps. All right, so that is nice and responsive, so that's good. Right now it's set to MMA, so that's going to be arc welding. If we want to change that, lift TIG, oh that's interesting, so we could put a TIG on here, and hot stapler. So we've got 2 settings, so right now we're on 2 or 1. So depending on how hot you want this to be, you just set that to however heck you want it. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is smoking. Cool. That works extremely well. And we got a bunch of these staples too, so that's awesome. All right, cool. So now I just got to take it to the shop and see how it welds. So I've got this plastic that's already broke. I'm going to see if I can bond that together with some of these staples. So I said the trick to this is you don't want to push it all the way through the plastic, but also I think there's going to be, you want to have it cool down enough to where you can pull this off without it pulling the staple back out. Cool. Let's do a couple more like that. Now I think that the thickness of the plastic and even the type of resin that they're using is going to make a big difference as to how long you actually have to heat this thing up. This is fairly thick stuff. I'm just holding the button until I get it to start sinking in. And then let go. All right. So that seems to work. Basically, I'm just throwing it on there, letting it sink in, and then counting to 10. And that seems to be working out all right. Okay. Wow. Cool. So that is a bonded piece of plastic. So at this point, we just take some side cutters, cut off those tabs, and then fill it with whatever kind of epoxy or glue that you want. But yeah, that is going to make a very nice reinforcement. Oh, it's actually very strong. Wow. Okay. Well, call me impressed. So here I got what looks like an 1/8 inch bar. So let's see what welding that looks like. Start out at 58. Yeah, that thing is welding pretty darn good. See, we got some excellent penetration. That's just a 50 amps. So that is a heck of a little welder. Having a cool little welder like this is awesome, but having something that can also weld plastic, this is a really nice multi-purpose welder. I am very happy with that.